Right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another Limitless Podcast where there's no limit to the discussions and topics that we have. Today's topic is about bringing two very affluential individuals from our local community into this podcast and get to know their roots to their success. Okay, I've known them for a long time. On my left hand side I've got Asim. He's come from the back of HayezSquad phenomenon. And on my right hand side I've got Ahmed, who's come from back of Top Gear Hayes phenomenon. So it's absolutely amazing to introduce these two guys to this podcast. Guys, what's going on?
What's going on, bro? What are you saying? You alright?
Yeah, boy, Ahmed, what's going on, bro?
All good, bro. All good. How are you?
Right. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, good to have you guys on the camera, on the podcast, yeah? So let me introduce you to Asim, who's on my left-hand side. Asim.
How you doing, bro? You alright? How you doing?
Tell me about yourself, man.
Pleasure for being here, man. Thank you for having me.
I'm actually honoured to have you here, bro.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm really happy to have you here. It's been a long time I haven't seen you, you know. It's
100%.
The chats.
I'm blessed today having you in front of me, eh?
Right. Asim grew up to the HayezSquad phenomenon. When HayezSquad was literally blowing up here, he was one of those fanboys and that, yeah? Talk to me, Asim.
Right, so where do I start? Cars. HayezSquad is all about cars. We were discussing this earlier on, actually. So growing up, loved cars and everything. Around London, you didn't get much, many cars that are modified, many cars that are tuned, stuff like that. It was all sort of somewhere in the sticks and stones, Essex boys, stuff like that. And then these bunch of boys from Hayes turn up, yeah, and they take the more.
When talk to me, I was kind of shocked when I.
Yeah, no, I was.
It's a weird kind of feeling, yeah, when people, yeah, you don't know, yeah, knew about you. That's how big HayezSquad was, you know, that it's just insane.
Yeah.
And Asim is one of those guys, yeah, came in through when HayezSquad was popping up. You won't even know, Ahmed. That's the thing. You don't actually even know how big HayezSquad was.
Yeah.
He could tell you.
I tell you what,
weird.
I've got a magazine at home, Max Power magazine, and it's got a certain blue Honda Civic on there. Of you know who, you know. He's probably watching.
He's probably that Honda Civic was insane.
Yeah.
But you know, the way HayezSquad blew up here was just insane. He doesn't believe me how HayezSquad blew up.
Bro,
Imagine, hold on.
Listen, to me, you guys are talking as if we lived in a stone age, man.
That's how it feels, like the fact that you don't know about HayezSquad though. That's the thing.
Probably back then I would have been,
Nah. I think you were just sheltered. But what it was, HayezSquad, we're just a group of Asians basically. Back then, in the late 90s, car scene was predominantly white Essex boys and whatnot. And imagine, a group of Asians coming along, now making a hoo-ha in the scene. It was just everywhere we went, we were hated. But we didn't let that affect us. We just carried on because we were just having fun. There was no agenda to it, it was just fun. You know, we went along here, everyone's looking at it, look, hey, bunch of packies are here.
Yeah, honestly.
He was just mad.
He's not even downplaying it. That's how it was.
That's how it was. Imagine going to Essex, proper raw, hardcore, packy haters, you know what I mean?
I can imagine.
HayezSquad, do you know how HayezSquad come about? You probably know more than anything. You know Eads, Southall Broadway.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
God. You won't know, bro. We lived for that. Growing up here, you had to be Southall Broadway.
Yeah.
Some of the cars that were going up and down that street
100%.
Was mad. Imagine growing up here, and then we become part of that.
Yeah.
And then these kids see us and then they fall in love with the car scene.
And then us kids looking into it, fall into it.
No, you came when we opened Top Gear Hayes.
That's right.
So that's where you come in when HayezSquad turned into a business. As we were killing off HayezSquad, thought no, we've got to turn it into a business now. That's when you came along. Both of you literally stuck with it, innit? That's the beauty of cars, isn't it, really?
Exactly,
Because, you come along here in so many different ways, I mean, I've known you for decades, even longer with that as well, isn't it? It's just mad. The love you can have for cars and that, and, as much as I, don't want you here, but you're just there, innit? Cars are putting you together, right?
No, 100%.
Damn. All right, listen. That's enough of the cars. Yeah. What I wanted to do now, yeah, is try to get an understanding of you as an individual. Okay, I'll start with Asim. Yeah, Asim. Right. Tell me, okay, why are you not a drug dealer right about now?
Well, there's easily could have happened, you know, that growing up in Southall Broadway, that's where I'm from. A lot of crime there, as we know.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's a couple of things: sticking down, head down, working, staying off the streets. Really, to be honest.
Especially in Southall, man. I almost got involved.
Yeah.
I used to hang out in Southall. I'm from Hayes, but we used to hang out in Hayes. I've got friends here who spent life in jail.
Yeah.
I could have been there, yeah. But you being in the heart of Southall, what stopped you getting involved, yeah, in what you could have got involved, but you avoided it?
There have been times where, you know, I've got friends just like yourself who have bumped into randomly, who've been in since school and literally have come out now. So it could have happened. The reason, I'd say there's two things. Religion plays a huge part for me, you know, so that played a huge part on me. My parents' religion, our community is really tight-knit in Southall, like all of us lot. And also, more than that, is, you know what, do you want to live a life like that? Do you want to end up like that? I've got a boy who, you know, went in from school days, yeah, and I bumped into him last summer maybe, you know, I think I was on one of those COVID walks. I was going to fix my car, actually, funny enough, and he was with his girlfriend, and he was like, oh yeah, look, that's my boy from school who does music, let me show you. So he's showing her, and I said, oh, where you been? I ain't seen you. He goes, bro, I just come out after like 20-25 years. Petty crime. And you know, little crimes lead to bigger crimes, it's just how you avoid it, man. That's if I'm honest with you, music played a huge part in it. Being involved in sports played a huge part in it.
Before I introduce your music career, talk to me about your education, how far have you got yourself educated to, and then go into working. Well, I mean, you don't know yet, get to know yet. Asim is actually a banker by profession. Yeah. Talk to me about your route to becoming a banker.
So, I studied in Southall, Villiers High School. I did actually go to another school 6 months before Villiers, but I just didn't cut it there. It was I was probably one of 5 Asian kids in my year, so it was in Hillingdon, so I thought to myself, I ain't having that, man. So
which school in
Abbotsfield. I went to Abbotsfield about 6-7 months. That's how I know.
Boys' school, isn't it?
Yeah. That's
How the hell from Southall did you get to Abbotsfield?
So I've got cousins that go there, and so my auntie would come pick me up, and then my dad or my other auntie would come and pick us back up.
I think that's just a packing mentality.
Yeah.
Trying to keep all the boys
Yeah.
Stay away from all the kuria.
Yeah. The thing is, you know what? They didn't want to send me to a school in Southall because of the rep. So, I mean, the closest school to me is Villiers High School. And back then, Villiers High School was quite known and for bad reasons. But then I ended up going there anyway. So, school doesn't matter. It depends on the individual, company they surround themselves with, and how they progress. I've got mates that are doctors that came out the same year as me, so, you know, from Villiers High School. But now it's flying high, just for the record. Any Villiers people are still flying high right now.
So how was your school?
It was good. There was only one non-Asian kid, that's it. The rest were pretty much...
So how was your terms of your GCSE, and did you smash it?
So GCSEs, I passed. I had, now you're going to test in my memory here. Yeah, I forget what I eat in the morning, but I'd passed GCSEs. I got about 7 or 8 GCSEs. I was predicted much more, but I didn't. I could have done. I messed around a bit.
That's still good.
I messed about.
So how, at that age, being from Southall, knowing Southall, is a bit of a shithole.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you manage to? What was keeping you focused to your studies and stuff like that?
So parents definitely. Yeah. Parents definitely keeping an eye on who I'm chilling with. My mates too. A lot of my mates were, they weren't bad people. They were, you attract the company that you aspire to be with, So I was with good mates who were studying too. Again, mosque played a huge part. I'd go to mosque. I'd have separate mates from mosques too that obviously we'd chill out together, and that just keeps you on the
I think
path.
that's-
Parents,
That's
definitely.
exactly how I
Yeah.
stayed sane. You know, I
Yeah.
think parents here, mosque here. Well, I don't know. I don't think we have that same kind of
No.
connection with mosque and parents and that anymore. I don't know whether that's.
I'll tell you something. One thing, anytime I was going to do anything bad, I don't know if you agree with this, Ahmed. Anything I was about to do anything bad, I'd think to myself, shit, what would my parents say about this? What's my dad going to say?
Wow.
Like, my dad's going to,
Exactly.
yeah, not police, not,
Yeah.
I would not give a rat's ass about police, someone else. It's what's my dad going to do to me?
Exactly what.
You
kept
know,
me-
that fear.
Yeah, that is exactly what kept me from spending
Yeah,
time in prison.
100%.
I think I could handle your time in prison, but I couldn't handle the
Yeah.
beating from my mum and dad.
Yeah.
Well,
But even then, I think that was a blessing as well in a way. You know what I mean?
for us, the society that we come from, right?
For the benefit of the people, yeah, we've got Asim from Pakistan and I've got Ahmed here from Afghanistan. So we're gonna have this international kind of upbringing here.
Brotherhood, right there.
You know
Yes.
what I mean?
So for us, it's slightly more challenging. You know, obviously the religious side of things, the parents. Then on top of that, the family that we represent, the community that we come from. So if
Even
you
more strict.
exactly yes, so it's not just the curse of your father or mother for us, but it's
Yeah.
the family and
Yeah.
extended
family.
tribes. Yeah. So we
Yeah.
it gets too difficult for us then.
Okay.
That's
well,
just
I'll get to you. Let me
Yeah.
stick with Ahmed Azim a bit more. Yeah?
Too many A's right now, isn't it?
So basically, yeah, parents here played a huge part, as well as mosque as well. 'Cause I was
Yeah.
quite connected to the mosque
Yeah,
as well. And
yeah.
I think, you know, and that's what kept me in the straight and narrow as well. The fact that if I do something wrong, I'm going to embarrass the community, the mosque,
Yeah.
okay, and my parents, and that's something I always had in the back of my head as well. And the fact that you've said it, it's just mad. You know what I mean?
Community definitely too. You know, that's what you just mentioned. You know, Southall, all the people living there, especially me growing up, they were all the people that migrants that came over. So everyone knows everyone, whether you're, you know, Afghan, Indian, Bengali, Sri Lankan, whatever sort of
Yeah.
life of South Asia, every family knew each other. So, you know, you'd be walking, oh, that's so and so's kid. Look what he's doing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
stuff like that, and
yeah.
you know about all of that. So, you know, that is another thing.
You reckon that's what's missing from community nowadays.
Fear of parents? Do you think?
I put it down to broken home, and I think everyone's easily just breaking up, giving up on relationships and stuff like that. I think kids need that male discipline in the house.
100%. 100%.
Okay, before we start diverting the conversation to that way, let me get from your GCSE, smashing the GCSE year.
Yeah.
Where did you go from there?
So I ended up going to Uxbridge College in Hayes,
Hey.
actually. So literally, that's where I used to see the boys flying by,
Boys,
Cold Harbour Lane, and I'm like going, ooh,
This is what
ooh.
I'm telling you. Listen to this
Ooh.
conversation. You might
I'll
start
tell you-
respecting.
He knows one of my cousins. So Abdullah had a CRX with the whole kit on it, and I don't know where we went one day. We went somewhere, and I literally said to him, "Hey, bro, can you drop me college, please? Like, drop me college, innit?" And he was like, "All right, cool, no worries." And I like told a couple of mates, I said, "Yeah, I'm coming. Wait." So we pulled up there. It's got Lambo doors, whatnot. I come out, and you know, I was the man because everyone was looking at me thinking,
This
who
what
is
you
this
gotta
guy?
understand. We created that. Do you understand?
Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, literally. Like I was what 16, 17, but bruv, I came out like a big wedge man coming again. Yeah, boy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, so after that, I went to Hayes campus. I studied networking, ICT support, a BTEC. Coming from an Asian Pakistani family, they said BTECs are normally for failures, is what I was told.
Yeah.
Absolutely pants, not true. You know, 3 A levels it's worth. The only reason I had to follow that route was A level IT wasn't available then.
Okay.
So, but then after that, to prove,
Where's your interest in IT come from then?
so I've always had an interest in IT. Always, like I'd break computers and remake them and stuff like that. Yeah. They weren't, but you could build your own computers. You know, changing the memories and
Yeah.
you know, basically out of 10 computers you open, 9 you messed up, one you fixed.
Okay.
Yeah, so from there I passed that. I did 1 year in Hayes, then I did my second year in Langley. Yeah, then I come back to Uxbridge campus and I did A levels there then. So I was a year behind, but I did A levels then just to sort of prove to people that BTEC's not for failures. I could do A level too, so I did chemistry, biology, law, and English.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I was quite
Smart.
smart. So if you ever go to my house now, my dad's still got my school reports throughout primary school and high school. All say the same thing: bright student, really clever, but gets distracted easily and starts talking.
Okay.
And that's it.
Let me go back even more then.
Yeah.
Bright. Okay. Was that naturally you were bright, or is it some parents play in trying to keep you?
I think naturally, my parents' first language was in English, so even my first language was in English. Like, as in at home, it would be Urdu. They didn't want to teach me Punjabi because they said it's quite a rude language, so they didn't teach that. So for them, it was English weren't their language. So did I? We'd get told to study, learn, whatnot. But did they have much of a hand in pushing? Nah, not really.
I've got to take my hats off to you.
Yeah.
Growing up in Southall, I know back then how mad Southall was, man. Southall was mad, and for you to have actually stayed
Still there.
Flipping, that's straight up madness, man. I mean, that's good, man. Anyway, so you went on, did smash the A levels, yeah?
Yeah, so I went on, I'd say smash law, I got a U in. Yeah, so that kind of makes sense with, yeah. But it wasn't my interest. I didn't used to turn up. Science, biology, I got a C. Chemistry, I got a B. English, I got a B.
Okay.
But then I didn't know what to do in life. You hit that stage.
What was there, just to prove the point?
I liked sciences.
Yeah.
I liked sciences. I actually wanted to study computer science.
Okay.
But I didn't go on to pursue it then because during the time I thought to myself, let me see what I want to do in my life. It's not bad to take a step back, reevaluate everything.
Wasn't your parents pressuring you to be a certain career path or nothing like that? Or?
So every Asian parent. So I got cousins, a family. I was going to say I got a family of cousins who are all doctors. So you can imagine the pressure I got throughout my life. So with that, my dad was like, so and so could do it. Why can't you do it? And I'm like, listen, so and so can't do this, but I could do that. But I think they learn to growing up to
What was your relationship like with your parents then?
Yeah, cool. I mean, I'm an only son, so
Spoiled.
No, not spoiled at all. Not spoiled at all.
What?
No, grounded, 100% grounded. Like, I mean, they're hustlers. They came to this country to work, to send money back home, build a family and build a life here. So, my dad come from a room probably literally this big with about 7-8 siblings from back home. So yeah, man, they struggled. So humble.
Hey, people don't actually understand their struggles, innit?
Yeah.
Where our parents have
to
get us here and then
100%.
make sure we do something with our lives.
100%.
It'll be kind of sad, to let them down as well, wouldn't it?
100%. So, with that in mind, funny you say that, with that in mind, I thought, got a year out, I've kind of let them down a little bit, and I haven't done nothing. What shall I do? And I was working at McDonald's in them days, one of my best jobs though, just for the record. It was actually fun. I worked with a lot of people there. So if you like me, I like meeting people, chatting to people, getting to know them, different communities. So in McDonald's, that was huge. We used to have a lot of fun. And from there, I saw an advert for Barclays one day. Picked the phone up. I thought, yeah, what have I got to lose, innit? Picked the phone up. And you know how Asians and bankers are. Oh, my son's a banker or whatever. Even if it's like, sitting on a till or whatever. But, yeah, literally. And they called me and next thing I got it. So that year I took out of study, or that time I took out, just never went back. Carried on working my way up.
So, okay. Let me stop you there. My next question from A-level would have been, did you go to university?
No, I do regret it.
Yeah?
I do regret it. Me and one of my mates, so my mates that went college with me are still my mates now. They're mates from childhood. We went masjid together. So that whole masjid thing has created mates that are still mates now, 20, 30 odd years later. So me and my mate, we both took a time out. He got a job in an estate agent just down the grapes. And I went into Barclays. And he's still there and I'm still here. And literally we just working our ways up.
You just stayed in Barclays all that time?
All that time, yeah.
How many years has that been?
I think June or May this year, 18 years. 18 years.
Jesus. Man,
Mad.
That's mad.
Mad.
Yeah, I remember bloody when I first
Yeah.
asked you and you're working at Barclays, I thought you'd be somewhere else, and then obviously now, I mean,
Yeah, depends what I would have studied. It would have opened up different career paths.
What were your career aspirations though after your A-level? What were you looking for? Was that just
I had none. That's the problem. At that point, I was blank. I was a blank canvas. That's why it's always good to speak to maybe your elders or someone, who's gone to uni to say, look, this is what I want to do, or this is what I've studied. What do you think I should do? But so I just didn't know what I wanted to do, if that makes sense. And, from there, I just ended up falling into Barclays and then found out that, I could work my way up. I got promoted within the first 6 months. So mentally I thought, all right, cool. So I started working and getting promoted. And I do regret not going uni, but not for the doors that it could have opened. There's always doors that could be opened everywhere. But more the experience, going to university, to say I've been to university. But if I'm talking banking wise, I've got colleagues that are working same level as me that are degree holders.
Okay.
So it hasn't impacted my work life. I have got qualifications through my work too. So yeah, it hasn't.
Okay. Let me move away now. Yeah, from obviously he's successful now. Okay, now he is.
I think.
He's been in a job for 8 years. You know what I mean? That's good, man. You know what I mean? So right. So where's your interest in cars come from?
So growing up, I've always loved cars. Like, I don't know what it is, but if it's a boy thing or if it's just a car thing, I've always loved cars. Whether it's my dad's car.
Well, I'll tell you where mine come from. I'll tell you straight.
I wish I could pinpoint it to exactly where, but I'm talking. I was a kid that drove a car. There's a road in Southall, and my dad went to the meat shop to buy meat. And it's North Road. Do you know North Road, the Southall police station? There's a meat shop there called, I think, Ali Meat Market. Back in the early 90s this was, and he had, I think, a Corolla or something like that. And I'm just going like that. I put the handbrake down. Yeah, and it's a bit of a slope. So my dad's chatting to the guy. He's like, what's happening? And he goes, oh, look, some guy's car's just rolling down there. My dad's looking, laughing, goes, hold on, that's my car. And it turns out that I was, doing stuff like that, opening doors and doing stuff like that. And I've always had an interest with cars. And then from there, it turned into more, more better cars. Back then for me, a Nissan Micro was like, oh, and I'm a little kid, by the way. So, I want to drive, you're eager. Then I start seeing my cousins. As I grow up, I start seeing yourselves. And, that's where you see the evolution, of a normal car. How did it turn out to be? Ooh.
You grew up in Southall. Let me tell you where my interest in cars.
Eve, though, you nailed nailed that because Emma, not a joke. All
over the country used to come to
not a joke. There were 3 routes.
We used to be up and down the border, freezing our asses off. But the cars were phenomenal. I thought, no, I want that. We want that.
Growing up, there were 4 places.
Girls, guys,
yeah.
Cars and whatnot. It was magic.
There were 4 places in UK.
We had the opportunity. We modified cars, and then we become that phenomenon in that circle. Back in Southall, there were some big guys. You remember Bill and his? My love for BMW come from there. This is that Bill E30.
I believe so.
Oh my God.
What
Southall was the basically as soon as you got a car you got to go up and down Southall.
It was
the standard operating procedure.
So in Punjabi we call it, it's the giri, innit? You just go there and up and down.
That
like some people call it dwarf and stuff like that, because honestly it's pointless, but you're going up and down. You got bass. If you've got sound, you're going up and down. If you've got sound and a body kit, you're going up and down. If you've just got exhaust and body kit, you're still going up and down. And
that's how it was. To you, that's going to sound so challenging.
But now I look at it. Sorry to cut you off, but now looking at it, you're right. And I say that because now when you look at it, nothing. But when we were growing up, there was a Wimslow Road was one place. You had Birmingham, Green Street to a certain extent, but Broadway was next level. You would get, you'd get
all over.
And respectful. Very respectful.
The thing
is, was magic.
This excitement will never die.
Okay.
Regardless of the
excitement
age.
for cars.
Exactly. Yes. So this scene, being active, you know, attending, meeting, this, that, the buzz that it gives, it will never die.
Yeah.
You know, regardless of how old are you, when the car scene has started, you know, that buzz will never die.
Why?
This is something like
DNA, maybe blood. I don't know.
DNA, but it's
okay, I'm going to bring you into it in a second. Yeah, you're totally different to me in terms of cars. I like to go slow, show off loud music, wide body kits, and look pretty. You know what I mean? Whereas you want to be 1,000 brake horsepower. You know what I mean? Flying. You know what I mean? That's the kind of weird scenario. But we'll talk about that in a second. Yeah. Asim's, we talked about your interest in cars. Yeah. But okay, you're a smart guy, man. All right. Very smart guy.
Thank you.
Right? You're a banker. Okay. And all three of us have cars in common. Okay. So how the hell did you become a Bollywood sensation? Where the hell did that come from?
I need to know.
What I don't understand. Okay, listen. Why I say that? Asim is a Bollywood singer. When you look at him here, you would never think that. Me and Taz used to just laugh. I'm like, let's look at him. I'm like, how the hell do you even sing like that? Is it really singing? Is it miming?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on here?
A lot of people
I
give me
can't
that.
comprehend. Even to this day, I look at him and I'm thinking, he's miming. He can't be singing. This is not him. Nah. How the hell can somebody what the hell? Tell me about that. I've never asked you this.
So that's
I'm gonna look forward
that's
to
another journey, to be honest, in itself. So first of all, I want to thank you and Taz, both of you, always supported, always shown love, you know. And an artist or any business, anything local, creative business, whatever it is, needs that support from their own people.
Absolutely,
you know,
absolutely.
that's first of all, thank you for that. So while I was working at Barclays, obviously I started there, and I fell into a sort of. I've always loved music growing up, so the car scene goes hand in hand.
Listen, music. When you say music, I don't know whether it's the Southall and Hayes thing here, but
Yeah.
grew up to. Hey, do you where HayezSquad come from?
It was a DJ group or something, if I remember.
Basically loved our R&B.
I remember.
Flip Mode Squad, got turned into HayezSquad.
So there was a video.
Bollywood come into it?
There was a video of a house party with you guys, if I remember. Yeah, I remember watching that.
This is the kind of thing we used to do.
Yeah.
You're singing Bollywood. You're not MC.
So I'm actually a Punjabi singer, so UK sort of Punjabi. Bollywood is I do Bollywood covers and stuff like that too. But growing up in the 90s, Bollywood was huge, and in Southall. Yeah. So, if you'd ask me, have you heard of this English singer? I'd be like, huh? Sorry, who? But Asian singers, I'd know, like Bali Sagu, all of this, Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, yeah. And for me, car scene, even when I'm driving, it goes with music.
I'm just glad you mentioned, listen.
Yeah.
I'm not much of an Indian music listener, but if you got a car which has bass,
don't. Which one are you gonna? Churalia, right? Yeah, you know it. So this one song,
bass.
you know that mate of mine that works at the estate agent I mentioned. I'm gonna mention his name, Asad. So you've met Asad. Asad would, when he'd fit sound in our cars, whatnot. His only song that he'd tune the sound to is Churalia. It was Churalia.
Shakes the
building. Man.
Do you know what we're talking about? Oh my
God.
No. And his bass,
Gonna have to take him on a journey.
I'm gonna put out my bass card and you listen to thingy, Bali Sagu's bass.
Yeah. Serious.
It's on a different level. Serious. I listen to Indian music, but Bali Sagu had to be there just for the bass.
Yeah.
Experience.
Yeah. So.
But anyway.
So he was one of my favourite artists growing up, and all I knew was sort of Punjabi, Asian music, Bollywood films, and my love for music grew from there. So cutting that back into when I was working at Barclays, so I've always had an interest in that, and I fell into a media website called Desi Box. So I started doing interviews with them of artists, going to events. They didn't have a face for their thing in London, and they wanted someone to it was a website, online website. So they wanted someone to be on the road kind of thing, go out there and do the interviews. So that's where I got sort of into the media side of it, because I don't know anyone part of the music scene that can help me, or someone that could say, look, come studio, let's give you a little go or whatever. So that was my way in. So if there's not the front door, I went through the back door, whatever, as bad as that sounds. So I went through that way, and but I learnt a lot. I went to events. I learned how people treat you, how you treat people, and I met some huge artists like Bollywood artist Shah Rukh Khan. I've interviewed Amir Khan. It's all on YouTube too. Still, yeah.
You're not promoting that.
I know. I haven't. You know what? Those the brothers that helped me. There were two brothers, Sully and Haroon from up north from us. Brothers, they helped me a lot, man. So a lot of the Asian scene, a lot of people don't know. A lot of Imran Khan came through from that website originally. Nafis came through that website. Yeah, we did a lot of sort of Bollywood screenings and stuff like that, where I went to, interviewed, anyone in the UK music scene, if you name it, I've probably interviewed them. So it came to a point where they weren't letting me into events to calling us to events. But then I thought it was time to transition, and see if I got something. I've always loved it. Why not, couple of mates said to me, try your luck in it, whatnot. I've always written sort of, how can I say it? Not poetry, but lines in it, bars, Punjabi bars. I've always written and stuff like that. But then, even growing up, one of my cousins was a DJ, garage DJ. So he was mates with quite a few big DJs that are big still in the game. All this influence just came all in. So he had a mate called Spellbound, so he's quite, underground. And they used to do a pirate station they used to DJ at in Southall back in the day. I think it was called Desi FM or something like that. It was all pretty much Asian and garage, just full, because garage was at the biggest peak then, So Solid and all of these lot. So that's how my English side of my music came into it. And then also, huge fan of Tupac. Eminem, Tupac, Dre, these are some of the people that I would listen to like a lot, So, and then I just transitioned into, I got an opportunity. I was lucky. Bad Boy Jacko, as I mentioned to you earlier on, he, one day I was interviewing him at Mango's in East London. So they used to run the Mango's club there, and I think I just said to him, look, you know what, I'm gonna try this, innit, but whenever you get a chance, if you got an opportunity, give me a shout. And one day I was playing FIFA at home, and I got a Facebook message and Messenger pop up, and it said, "Oh, bro, where are you?" And I said, "I'm home. Where are you?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm from Slough, man. Where are you?" And I said, "South." And he goes, "Come down. I want to check you. You said you want to do something. Come down." So literally, I went down, and that's it. I haven't looked back. So yeah. So
we're still doing it.
Still doing it. Still got a lot of unreleased material. It's hard when you're trying to balance work life and music yourself. It has its own struggles. Media, social media, Asian media. Yeah, we were.
As HayezSquad, I think we became so big. Now, if we didn't follow it onto social media, and we've fallen behind, and I don't think many people know what we did as HayezSquad. If we followed it onto social media and kept going on with that, I reckon we would have been internationally renowned now. I mean, I think we were just chatting earlier.
We were.
Yourself as well. You didn't pay much attention to social media. The power of social media.
Even now, like I get asked that, you've made X, Y, and Z, or you've worked with X, Y, and Z. There's a couple of artists that I've worked with, behind the scenes, and they said, "Oh, but you're not as big as them." And I'm like, yeah. And then a couple of people, well wishers have looked and said, "Oh, your social media really needs some sort of work." But I mean, HayezSquad, you're right. If you did,
HayezSquad has done everything that in the car scene. HayezSquad has done it. What people are coming along doing it now. Making so much noise. I look back and think, oh my God, we did that.
Absolutely.
But nobody knows how we've done it. So how the hell do we promote that? Back in the days, you could just advertise it on
flyers or events.
Do I need to pay these little social media kids to promote my thing? I'm like, how the hell is the world is just weird now?
TikTok generation, isn't it?
The world is so weird right now.
It's all about social media.
It is.
Now. Well, I wouldn't say unfortunately, but the industry has transitioned.
100%.
And it's the survival of the fittest, right? Obviously.
Elaborate on that then.
Well, I mean, it's quite obvious, right? Back in the day, it was a transition to an internet world when you guys were big, right? the only way of sort of advertisement and capturing that was through the VCR cassettes or the CDs burning, right? YouTube, I think back then wasn't even a thing, right?
No, that's when HayezSquad,
Yeah.
YouTube came, when Top Gear was already open.
Was it early 2000s?
Yeah.
Late 2000s maybe?
2000 and something.
So
Yeah.
obviously, you know, like the names that are quite big now is if you look at the industry, predominantly it has been, you know, boomed by the social media.
Yeah.
And the
I
perks of social media.
get pissed
a
off
hype.
because these guys are just literally faking it. They're not genuine, and a lot of these kids, are worshipping them though.
You don't understand the power of social media. That's the problem. The difference is that, you know, like, excuse me, I've got my voice cut off. Second.
I'll just continue on that for a split second. The power of it, you're right. There are a lot of people faking it, as you say, PJ. But the thing is, they're faking it to make money.
For themselves,
Yeah.
those people that are following them, they'll see it. The kids, you and I, because we're a bit more old school, we can see it because we've been there, done that. Kids are looking at them and thinking this is how it's done, but it's not.
Yeah.
But the thing is, as I said, it's a transitional. When you were in, that was a transitional phase.
Yeah.
Okay. The industrial revolution of IT significantly has kind of like boomed in past 10 years. Different platforms, you know, different. The whole sort of industry has significantly changed. You know, TV adverts are now YouTube, you know, the Facebook and all of those.
Targeted adverts, isn't it?
Talking about those who are faking it and making it now, well, that's what is selling, right? So we have to see this whole theme with being a bit unbiased, in a sense that, you know, whatever content that they are creating, obviously there are viewers to absorb that, and they know their market in a sense that, okay, I'm going to target this specific age group or this specific cohort, right? And that would create revenue for me, and it's a good business.
It's good, as a business it's good.
Yeah.
As a parent, it's a worrying. That's what worries me.
What are your worries in that case?
Worries the kids are falling. It's just an advertisement, isn't it? But then it's a false advertising to a degree.
But then again, you know, if you see everything in context, right, and then kind of like your initial question to Asim, and possibly you may ask that from me, is that how you kept yourself away from streets, right? Link that to the question you've just raised, so you will get your answer. Because for a young child or a young teenager, right, having some pocket money where he could save to have a car or a modified car, or save it for the wrap or whatever, right? While keeping that money could easily end up buying drugs. Okay, so you have to see.
The thing is, though, this is the point I'm trying to get at now. Okay, the guys who are spouting on these social media are not giving the route to how they got to that car, though. That's what's bugging me. This is what I wanted to talk to you about. You've worked. Okay, I know where your money's come from. That guy screaming and shouting, I'm driving up and down, whatever. Okay, where did you get your money to do that? Do you know what I mean? So how did you get that money? You're not explaining how you got that.
Explain the journey is what you're saying. Yeah, because they've all struggled.
Yeah.
They've all struggled, but the kid needs to hear, or the generation needs to hear, that it didn't just fall into our lap. This is how we did it.
But these guys, making out, you know, they literally got spoon-fed, you know, silver spoon in the mouth and whatnot. But that's not what's going to happen. And maybe that's what causing these kids, to go and get that money illegal ways. That's what my worry is.
So one is the perception, one is portraying things.
Yeah, that's what majority of these influencers are doing.
Okay.
Faking it until they make it.
Well, that's true, but at the same time, there's a flip side to everything, right? So for me, you know, like, okay, cars, right? Alhamdulillah, I'm blessed with a good job.
Okay, let's stop there. Okay, hold on.
Let's bring him in,
Let
eh?
me bring
Yeah.
Ahmed into this conversation now. Asim, thank you very much. Take a seat, listen to Ahmed's journey. Okay, before we jump on to part 2, let me take this opportunity to thank Asim for popping down and having a quick chat with us. It's been an absolute eye-opener and a pleasure all round. I hope you've actually got something out of this one. As you all know, route to success isn't always going to university and getting a degree. Okay, that is one path, but there is several others, one of which Asim took. Working your way up. He's a very smart guy, but he decided not to go to university and get shitloads of debt, getting to the same position as his counterparts he's working with, but they've got massive debts that they got to clear up before they can do anything. Whereas he's free. He's worked his way up and he's been in the job for the last 18 years. Clearly his employer must rate him and he must love the job to be committed to the same role for that long. So do remember, okay, hard work and perseverance is the key to success. If you want something, you really, really have to go and work hard, okay? Nothing comes handed to you. You really, really have to work hard, yeah? So with that in mind, thank you very much, Asim, for popping down. Do remember to go and follow all the social media platforms. Your support, yeah, is extremely important to us, okay? We have neglected our social media and we're having to backtrack, even though we've done everything that you're probably seeing right about now on YouTube's and all the other social media platforms. Social media is evil necessity in the society. We can't live without it. So we might as well make most of it. We thought we were bigger than social media, but clearly we weren't. It's a lesson that we live and learn. With that in mind, let's move on to part 2.